Hi, so what we got here is the Spurry Instruments voltage tester. So this is a non-contact voltage tester here, and this is a GFCI outlet tester. And I'm going to demo this, but right off the bat, I would not recommend this. There's better stuff for the money. So this particular one was $20, but I'll have links in the description area of better ones that I think are out around. So this here is the outlet tester, and it comes in handy when you're replacing these outlets here. So I'm going to plug this in, and it's going to show you basically, whether you have it correct or not correct. So there's a color-coded guide here of what's correct and what's not correct. So with the two lights in the right-hand side is basically correct. So this is shows you that it's correct, but it also shows you, what can possibly be wrong here. But the other thing I also wanted to show you was this GFCI tester. So there's a button here that causes a ground fault. So when I push this button causing a ground fault, you see it triggered it, and this light went on. Now I could push this, reset here, and you see everything's back to normal. So that is one advantage of this particular GFCI. Not all of the GFCI testers have this button. Or all of the outlet testers have this button. This is a specific GFCI tester. And you'll see the other conditions there. Now, the reason why I don't like this is because it's kind of hard to read, whereas the other ones are a little bit better. So I would buy this separately instead of in a kit. Now, the other thing that I wanted to show is the non-contact. So I'm going to show you more testing here later on with the series. So sometimes when you're installing these GFCI outlets, there's a line and there's a load. And if you have stuff that's connected to the load, it means all subsequent outlets downstream are also protected by this GFCI outlet. So I'm going to show you that later on. The other thing I wanted to show you is this Spurry instrument non-contact tester. So the electricity is running now. I'm going to have to push and hold this button. If I show you the back, it runs on one AAA battery, which is included in the package. So turning it on and holding, non-contact, you can see it's detecting it. It's detecting electricity. Now I'm away from it, and then it doesn't. So that's what this does to show you if you have a live or hot wire that you don't want to touch. So these two things are handy in that way when you're switching outlets. Now let me show you the series that's connected to this and how this would also trigger it. So let me just do that now. So you can see here I have a GFCI outlet, and this outlet is actually connected to these two other outlets. So if I use my non-contact, it's actually on right now. So if I go next to it, you can see it's detecting it. Now if I go to this one, it's also detecting it. That's the hot wire. That's neutral, so it doesn't detect it. Notice I am, continuously pushing on this. Now with the GFCI tester here, I want to show you that that's going to be triggered with this particular tester. So this tester creates a ground fault. You'll notice everything is normal, and I'm going to push the button. You heard that noise, and that's because it snapped this particular tester, and you can see if I put a shadow on it, the light is on. Now I'm going to push and I'm going to reset it. So going back here, you see that's off. That tester is off. However, I am going to push this and reset it. That light goes off, and this turns back on. So that's the awesome part about these testers, is that it shows you, and it's proof that these two outlets that I have is actually connected to that GFCI outlet and actually triggers that outlet. So that's also good to know, because that when you take this out, that the line and the load is going to be wired up, and I'll show you what I mean by that later on. So what I mean by that is when you take one of these GFCI outlets off, or when you buy a new one, normally there's a sticker here that covers up the load aspect. And this is the portion that connects to the other outlets. So you saw that before. I had two other outlets connected to a GFCI, and because it's downstream from the connection, it's also protected by this particular GFCI. So that's something called the load. So I am going to peel this sticker off just to show you. Great, I stuck it on, or it's stuck on too much, but that's why there's that sticker there. So you'll notice that there's words here that says load. So that's to the other outlets. And normally normally once again, so you'll see, you know, you could stick wiring into those holes and actually connect to the other outlets that then are protected by this GFCI. So I am going to cover that up again, cover this up again. And then you'll see at the top here, the portion that's not covered up is the line, and this is usually the wire that comes from the circuit breaker down in your basement that you're hooking these things up to. Usually those are the wires which powers this. So this particular one's actually a broken one that I've labeled as broken, but you know, that's to explain to you what I was testing before with that you know, Spurry you know, tester there. So there you go. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, you know, ask me you know, in the comment section, and I'll have all of these links in the description area of the video. And thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. So just a close-up here of the type of miswirings that this detects. So you could see the open ground, open neutral, open hot, hot ground reversed, hot and neutral reversed, and then whether it's correct. So you'll notice that the nice thing about this is that this is actually labeled on both sides. So that if you have something where the outlet is kind of reversed, you know, you know how to read it. So because it is labeled on both sides. So that's the nice thing about this Spurry. And that is the particular button that's there. So this is the close-up. So let me demo why I don't like this particular one, and also kind of like what it does, so why it's non-contact. So I'm going to take out my electric teapot here, and I'm going to detect the voltage on this particular cord. So I'm going to hold it down, and you'll notice it makes that noise. So normally, so my battery's a little bit dead here, but normally there's a different pitch, which is fine. But you'll notice if I remove this, you know, it's still sounding, and I have to release it, and I have to push it, and then it, you know, doesn't detect anymore. So that's the annoying part about this, whereas other ones actually is kind of like more real time. Once it doesn't detect the voltage, it stops right away. So you're closer to it, the pitch gets louder if there's more voltage, and then if you remove it, it just shuts off. So the Spurry doesn't really do that. So another way to demonstrate this is if I'm trying to detect the hot wire here, so I'm going to push and hold, you'll notice, you know, it's turning on, but then if I put it on the neutral, it still turns on. You know, I have to turn it off and then push, and then the neutral's not there. In other pens, in other non-contacts, when I just switch to the other one, it completely turns off right away. I don't have to push the contact. So this is a little bit more confusing than the other ones, which is why I don't like this one. So I'll have links in the description area of like better ones that I have that I'll demo in another video. But there you go. That's the reason why the Spurrier is you know, okay, but you know, just not something that I would spend $10 on. There's other better options. So just to give you an up close, there's rubber sides, there's the pen clip on the top here. This is the on-off button that when you're using it, you have to push and hold. So that's the aspect that I don't like about this, is you have to actually push and hold that as you're using it. Some of the other ones, you have an on-off button instead. And notice the tip is just plastic, so that's the non-contact aspect of it. In the back here, it uses a AAA battery, one single AAA battery. You'll notice it says it detects voltage 5 to 1000. So the non-contact voltage tester there. Right, so let me go and show you how this works.